It all began when a wealthy CEO decided to kindly sponsor a struggling student from a rural village. But unexpectedly, the girl completely misread his kindness, believing the CEO was actually in love with her, and she didn't keep it to herself. The CEO brushed it off as a harmless joke and didn't give it a second thought. He even went as far as to encourage her to stay focused and study hard. Little did he know, the girl interpreted his encouragement as a lifelong promise of love. 3 years later, the very moment she graduated, she called the CEO, but by then he had long since forgotten who she even was. Only after a quick reminder from his assistant did he recall the student he had once sponsored. With a bit of hesitation, he finally decided to take the call. To his shock, as soon as she spoke, the girl affectionately called him dear and claimed she was ready to fulfill the agreement they had made years ago. Confused, the CEO asked exactly what agreement she was referring to. Urged on by her family, the girl explained that they had nowhere to live and expected the CEO to arrange a home for them. He was ready to refuse, but his assistant intervened, noting that their maid was on leave and suggesting the girl could take over the household duties. So the CEO gave her his address, telling her the housekeeper would get everything settled for them. However, the girl took this to mean he was desperate to start their life together, and she rushed to the villa in a state of pure joy. When they arrived, the housekeeper tried to assign them work, but the girl's response was a sudden, violent slap to the face. The housekeeper stood there, absolutely stunned by what had just happened. Since she had never heard of the CEO having a fiancé, she tried to call him for clarification, but he was in a meeting and couldn't answer. Left with no choice, the housekeeper decided to let the family settle in and wait for the CEO to return. The moment the family stepped inside, they were completely overwhelmed by the sheer luxury of the mansion. The younger brother spotted the keys to the CEO's luxury cars and immediately asked his sister if he could pick a few to go out and play with. Seeing the opulence, the rest of the family became even more entitled and reckless. The mother found the designer clothes in the bedroom, put them on, and started dancing around the room. Meanwhile, the father spotted a Buddha statue and quickly tried to hide it in his pocket, planning to sell it for a fortune. The housekeeper tried to stop him, but in the struggle, the father fumbled, shattering the priceless statue into 1,000,000 pieces. The housekeeper warned them in a panic that the statue was worth a staggering 100 million yen, and that the CEO would hold them fully accountable. For her warning, she was met with yet another slap from the girl. Just then, the CEO's dog of over 10 years ran into the room, terrifying the girl, who had always been afraid of dogs. In a fit of rage, she ordered her younger brother to beat the loyal dog to death.